Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Alpha Omega, and Greater Germanic Reich. So in the last episode, Finland happened. They're still dealing with the Murmansk People's Republic and the Finnish Socialist Republic, which I'm gonna follow quite closely because I'm really interested in seeing what's gonna happen. If they turn Soviet, that is not good for us. And by Soviet I mean Stalinist, I think that was. Yeah, Stalinist. So that's the worst kind of Soviet that there is. Anyway, this is really not good news for us because the revolution could spread to Sweden or some other places, and you know the game really stops us from intervening in places like that. Maybe it will give us an option down the line if we lose confidence in them, defending themselves. But I don't know. It depends on what's going on in the game. Also, someone commented today on one of my videos that I should raise the budget for Reichs and Nachrichtendienst, and we have been at maximum since the very start. So I'm not sure what to make of that. I'm not sure if I'm missing something else. We are at maximum, so even if it doesn't seem like we are at maximum. We will continue today with the economy ideas, which will... Oh, actually we have only 2 of them, and then we can start looking at the slavery. I'm expecting that to be a mess. There's probably going to be a huge issue with some of the mega corporations, so we'll see what the events are going to bring to us. We also continue with the constructions. They are working on their own. I'm kind of wary of building more naval dockyards. I think we have enough. We're currently sitting at nearly 40, so we'll see how fast we're gonna make it through all of these upgrades, but they should be fast. What really is taking a lot of time are the Bismarck class battleships. They're gonna be done next month. The cruisers should be fairly fast, and then we're gonna just breeze through the destroyers, at which point we will start distributing the ships around the globe. Okay, and as far as fuel go, we really need to start, I think... Okay, we're putting on synthetic refinery. I think what would be good here would be to start with the silos immediately, because... yeah, those are silos. So let's put them there. They shouldn't take long. Yeah, 14 days. So we'll finish those and the Bayreuth synthetic refinery, and then we're gonna let it continue. Cool. As far as army go, we are recruiting 2 entirely new infantry armies. We're strengthening the Panzer divisions and our special operations divisions as well. So I'm happy there. We're currently running a limit of what we can do with the amount of anti-tank equipment, but we'll see if we can get it to a decent stockpile, and we can do a civilian investment here. Good. The anti-Hitler cabal is just a joke. They're either not gonna raise at all, or I don't know. They're gonna let it collapse to a single city and then be like, okay, here we are. Give us everything. Okay, so we finished the missile cruiser and the missile cruiser weapons. We want to do the battleship. That's the only one that we haven't researched yet, but I think it would be better to maybe go with the corvettes, quite honestly. Or maybe more naval tech, to be quite honest. Gaussing, heavy piercing, advanced medium battery, modern light battery, modern secondaries, advanced ship torpedo launchers. These are all ahead of time. I don't know, are we going to build some battleships? We do have a ton of... let's do it. We do have a ton of dockyards, and we're gonna keep spamming them in the foreseeable future. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Zollverein civilian investment. Let's do it. And we'll see how we're gonna do. So what about the economy? Raising by 12.45%, deficit is 9.6, which means the debt to GDP should be dropping by about 3% per year. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see, the National Socialist Corporationism. Our centralization is 45 out of possible 100. Factory output, dockyard output, construction speed, resource gain efficiency. So we're getting GDP growth from decentralization and production efficiency base. And consumer goods production factors. Trade is near zero though. But GDP per capita is skyrocketing. Okay, that's really nice. Poverty is also dropping like a rock. Not fast enough, but... So we started near 40 in 1960 and we got all the way to about 62 or 3 and then we turned it around. Okay, future prospects of for the youth. The youth are the bedrock of the Speerite movement. We owe them so much of our successes. They campaigned for us against the corrupt Orpo and Gestapo. They fought, bled, and died for us in the Bureaucratic. It is only right and proper that their sacrifices be honored by their Führer, and that is precisely what he had dedicated himself to in this moment. Now, the children of the last war's generation are beginning to see the Reichs promised to their parents, a Reich that never would have been possible under Hitler. Those who are mere boys and girls now can grow up with the prospect of choosing their own futures. That is a true freedom, what all children come to desire most. The Führer is honored to be the man who made it possible. Never has the future of National Socialism been so bright. So industrial output is slightly increased pensions policy effectiveness. And now New Germany. GDP growth is going to increase, inflation will decrease, and unemployment subsidies effectiveness increase, and our credit rating will rise. Okay. So we'll jump to 10. Oh, we're almost there either way. So it's not going to be anything massive, but hey, we're gonna get there. Military investment. Let's get it done. The resignation of President Richtniemi. Oh no. At the beginning of the civil... Oh, hey! They're reconquering. Nice. At the beginning of the civil war within Finland, President Juha Richtniemi has elected to resign from his post, citing that the country needs a unifying government devoid of political alignment. In the time of crisis, sources within the Finnish government have confirmed that the new government will be headed by Launturni, a decorated war hero from the Continuation War. The new government vows to end the chaos gripping the country, and in addition to defend the lands currently under occupation by communist elements. The Finnish populace loyal to the government has expressed support for the new president, and political observers speculate that it might help influence the outcome. However, thanks to President Turni's vast ties to Germany, having been part of the SS during the Continuation War, the Finnish Republic might very well see German assistance in some form or another, and I would be 100% happy to provide it. Please allow me to send them help. Please, please, please allow me to send them help. Okay. This is fine. And it's completely fine. Okay, actually, one thing that I was interested in, Panzer divisions. So you have the motorized infantry. If we gave you APCs now, yeah, it would. Okay, this is good. The current APCs that we make would heavily increase the breakthrough. Soft attack and half the tank would go up, Defense would go down, but armor would go up. Okay. What about the armored AFVs? Kugelpanzer. What the hell is a Kugelpanzer? AFV. $435. Breakthrough would go up. Yeah, I think we'll have to redesign the AFVs as well. Steel walls. Top secret. Eyes only. To all members of the Reich-Nachrichtendienst, Unternehmen Stahl, Rome. Reich-Nachrichtendienst agents have successfully infiltrated pro-neutrality movements in the Italian political environment. Agents have reported successful contact with leaders of various movements, posing as wealthy businessmen. For specific identities, see page 3. Agents also report that they have expended 65% of their allotted funds already, with another 30% ready for use and the last 5% in reserve for future use. Addendum. For specific financial details, contact Agent Adler in Germania Division. Effect of funding boost is immediately apparent. Recent polls show neutrality becoming an increasingly popular option as advertisements posters go up nationwide. Field agents request additional funding in order to maximize effectiveness. Believe that Italy could be held out of American-Japanese factions if more funding given. Funding approved. Extra lira to be sent to agents within 3 business days. May Germany be in safe hands. Italy drift towards independence. Well, will there be more we can do? Or bribe media? Nope. Okay, well that covers everything here. And what about... Nope. Nothing here. United States. Unternehmen Ericsson. The Organization of Free Nations, as they call themselves, have long been a thorn in the side of the Reich. After all, it is in this very organization that Judeo-Bolshevism runs rampant and free. In order to prevent the growth of America's power, we will work to sabotage American-Canadian relations. With the release of a few recordings, doctored or not, and a reminder to a few prominent Canadians about America's historical lack of respect, we may be able to drive a wedge between Canada and America, thus leaving the OFN bickering and disunited, unable to stand against the might of the Reich. Sure, that sounds like a good idea. A new Germany. Germany has ascended from a dysfunctional mess to a true economic powerhouse once more. What was once thought impossible has come to fruition. Oh, impossible! Damn, my reading comprehension. So let me try this again. Germany has ascended from a dysfunctional mess to a true economic powerhouse once more. What was once thought impossible has come to fruition. Foreign economists and hawks, once proclaiming our imminent downfall, are now silent. Radicals within Germany increasingly lose their grip on the disillusioned and downtrodden as the state makes moves to better the lives of its citizens without the need for the looting and pillaging that marked our initial rise to power. We have a mountain of issues unresolved. There are still tens of millions of slaves within the Reich, desperate for freedom and to return home. Our new order in Europe is challenged from all sides, from within and from the Führer himself at times. Yet still, we are rising from the muck. We no longer dangle over an abyss by our fingertips, but have crawled up from the cliffside to higher ground. The Reich has a long way to climb before it can truly be called great once again, but we can finally breathe easy. So inflation decreased, GDP growth increased, and our rating has risen. So that's the economy tree. Now, the fate of our conquests under the boot. So let's look. This is the cancer that is killing the Reich. Cleansing the stain. Outmaneuvering the mega corporations. Meeting for a banquet. preparing to nationalization. And the perfect plan, a treatment of the cancer. An integral investigation. Denying the involvement. Acting on our promises. Yeah, I think this is something that we should go through, and it's actually really short. Or we might go with the science first. Now let's go through the slavery. That's the important one. Though the Federal Private maintained that slavery was necessary to win the Second World War, its continuation is untenable from both a moral and economic standpoint. Without slavery, the economic crash might have been more bearable, and our society would never have become so polarized. While the various factions within the Reich have motivations ranging from the selfless to the racialists, all but the most die-hard fanatics and industrialists agree that slavery must end. However, ending a system that has existed for more than 20 years will be neither simple nor easy. Abolition must be gradual and managed in a rational manner. Mass manumission would result in manumission. I don't know what this word means. Can anyone post it in the comments? I'll Google it later, or an explanation. Mass manumission would result in pure chaos across Europe. I think that might be like abolishment, and would harm the Reich far more in a short period of time than slavery ever did over 2 decades. So let's see. Let's see what it's gonna bring. Okay, growth is back to 14%. Deficit is 9.63%. Which means that our GDP is growing fast, yet the debt is also increasing. But I mean, the prime credit rating is actually good, because that will lower, or maybe it already lowered the debt interest. Probably did. One for interest rate. Well, I'm kind of sad that I haven't been able to lower it more, but we'll see what it's gonna bring. I still don't understand why they're having such a hard time breaking through towards Murmansk. It's really weird. Let's look at the, while we have time, at the missile cruiser, because we're gonna have to build a couple new ones. So an improved cruiser hull. Interesting. So we can upgrade all of these, which gives us armor, speed, and everything. And over here, aircraft facilities, full point catapult, or helipad. It might be good to have a helipad, to be quite honest, because we really don't have that much of a surface or sub-detection on our ships. Maybe a sonar. We should maybe do that with the corvettes. So let's keep this as it is, and let's look at the anti-ship missiles. Ship-to-ship missile. Oh god, look at that. Do we have aircraft facilities? Mine warfare. Torpedo launchers, anti-air missile, surface-to-air missile, anti-air 2. So what do you give? Anti-air 2 and you give anti-air 3. And you're even... Okay, so this could be a full missile cruiser with some secondaries. I don't mind that. Also, could we change this battery? Yeah, we could change it to light cruiser batteries for a bit more oomph. And how about we put anti-air missiles here? Which means anti-air is really... So this ship could functionally work as an anti-air ship. 7,800, it's not cheap though. Well, it's also gonna be expensive as hell to get. We need to start drilling. Okay, this is the reserve fleet. Sure, let's send you to drill. Let's put someone inexperienced. Wilhelm M. You go and drill them. I mean, we do have the fuel. What about you guys? Can you go and drill? Go and drill. Yeah, that's a big difference. What about fuel? 2,500 per day. Ah, we can do that. So no hard feelings. Cruisers here are being worked at. Yeah, we'll need the corvettes designed as specifically anti-submarine, I think. It's gonna be interesting. 24 billion, huh? It's really not much that we can do here. Revenue is so low. Well, if we lower the poverty even more, we're gonna start getting more in taxation. Excise. Nice. Okay, Finland has defeated the Finnish Socialist Republic, and you guys are now. Oh no! The sovereignty of Western Russia declared war on Finland. Dang it! And that's not gonna be good. Can be free production lines. Okay, we have one extra factory. Let's unpause it. I wanted to put it on aircraft, didn't I? Closer support. Let's improve the interceptors, and considering the amount of fuel that we have, I think we might be fine with drilling some of our aircraft. So let's put you up for drilling. Damn, Air Force is so thirsty. It's insane. The Caribbean War. Addressing the nation in a live televised speech earlier today, the President of Finland has announced that Russian army units have crossed the border into Finland. While the state of the surprise Russian offensive is not known, attacks by the Murmansk People's Republic against Finnish forces have intensified significantly in conjunction with news of the strike. With the attack, Russia has effectively declared war on Finland and launched a multi-pronged offensive deep into the heart of Onega, the Finnish buffer state set up to insulate Helsinki from the West Russian anarchy. As Russian forces advanced westward, Russian spokesmen warn of dire consequences if Finland continues to besiege the Murmansk People's Republic, and have ordered Helsinki to cease the war of aggression against the Russian people and recognize the separatist republic as an independent state. Russia is back with a vengeance. Okay, we finished the Endecker recon satellites, which is a good thing because that will allow us to... Okay, I'll deploy the Endecker satellites when we are not conducting anything. So now let's get... what did we want? We need something that increases, yeah, the Sonderbundfunkdienst. Let's research that one. And now we can get cleansing the stain. To resolve the question of slavery, we must first formulate a plan of attack. We can expect heavy resistance from three groups: the industrialists and the megacorporations who employ the bulk of slaves, the militarists who believe slavery is necessary for the military-industrial complex to function, and the NSDAP reactionaries who hold slavery to be a core part of the National Socialist paradigm. The Gang of Four and the Führer must coordinate closely on this matter. The former will devise the plan, whilst the latter has the unenviable task of selling it to the entire Reich. There will be outrage and pushback at every turn, but for the sake of our future we must push through, cast aside every obstacle, and trample underfoot every corrupt plutocrat and piece of legislation that supports slavery. So we use 50 political power and skilled workforce will slightly benefit from this. Well, okay. We'll see how that's gonna go. Wait, I haven't started that. Onyega. You have 6 divisions. So I kind of expect you to be able to resist for a bit, but I'll have to see. The Reichskanzler. In the early 1940s, with our war industry unable to rally enough hands to maintain supply of the new goods and equipment, we turned to the one resource we had in quantity that remained unspent: flesh. Millions of prisoners, Untermenschen, POVs, political enemies, occupied the concentration camps, being worked to death or starved to no end beyond extermination. As Armament Minister Albert Speer gave them a different fate entirely: to work day and night and unto death in the German war machine. Rather than breaking rocks and being tortured at the whim of SS guards, they would work the forges and assemble tools of death for the Wehrmacht. It seems like a good idea at the time. Most men of fighting age were enlisted or conscripted to fight the bureaucratic democracies of the West or the Bolshevik menace of the East. With women relegated to more appropriate roles, we were in desperate need for hands, any hands, in our factories. Without the mass employment of forced labor, we could not have produced a mountain of armaments that allowed us to crush our foes with an ease that no capitalist economy could have matched. Slave-forged tanks, guns, and planes were as essential to our victory as strong German souls. However, slavery has grown completely out of control. No longer constrained by the state, our industrial leaders have developed a monopoly on the use of slavery, locking most of the German populace out of blue-collar jobs. Even agriculture has no room for free workers, as Prussian land magnates rent tens of thousands of slaves on the cheap from corporations like Reichswerke or IG Farben. For this plague on the right to end, the power of the megacorporations must be permanently broken and the deprived masses set free, no matter the cost. Oh, free military? Again, oh, okay. Well, not the rockets. Okay, we definitely need to strengthen the production of planes, so let's put you on the improved jets and you on the improved Cosar support. 13.1, 9%. I think that the deficit is dropping actually. So we finished the improved jet carrier fighter. And now let's go with the improved Cosar support. And where do we have them? Here, we're producing 1 per week. Okay. So this is where we need more factories soon, because this is gonna require us to provide them with enough resources to be built. So, still haven't finished the Bismarck or the second Bismarck class refit, but we're getting there. Cruisers are being done one by one, and we're getting close to the K classes. Okay. Naval reform. I actually, when I started playing Hearts of Iron, I really hated the navies. And it seemed like something that was completely irrelevant, but recently I really started to like them. Well, recently, a couple of months ago when I started playing Hearts of Iron for more in depth and I get the hang of the, all of the other parts, then the navies came to me and, now they're like the favorite part for me. Cleansing the stain. Okay, so we've done that one, and now we have two options. Outmaneuver. This means that they will get stronger. So let's start with acting on our promises. Acting on our promises. The abolition of slavery was the main promise of which Speer's success was predicated. Far more problematic than any other aspect of the Reich, its very nature offends German morality and degrades the national character. Its end will be the foremost subject of modern propaganda and diplomatic offensives, for it serves as a demonstration of our commitment to reform and becoming a truly modern, forward-thinking nation. More importantly, they grow restless. The slaves are acutely aware of Speer's promises and know that freedom awaits them. While at first this soothed their collective unrest, each day that passes without freedom drawing closer is another day in which a slave might decide to seize it for himself. Okay, well, synthetic oil investment, yes please. Because autarky is always good. No, deficit now increased. But I mean, it's probably changing depending on every event. What are we doing here? Assorted laws, society development. And I think getting close to an upgrade. Nope. Secondary schooling, modern research facilities, mass mechanization, advanced healthcare. I think we might have. No, I don't think so. Functional administrative system, experienced industrial base, modern industrial. I don't know if we actually advanced in anything here. Acting on our promises. Okay, so skilled workforce for benefit. Denying any involvement. The Führer's involvement in forced labor programs is very readily accessible knowledge for anyone who cares to do some digging. The propagation of such unfortunate facts has already occurred in radical student circles and banned dissonant groups. Should they spread further, it would inflict irreparable damage to the Führer's credibility and therefore his authority. Special attention must therefore be given to rabble-rousers and over-ambitious reformist bureaucrats. The R&D will conduct a thorough audit of those privy to NSDAP records and deal with the most problematic individuals appropriately. Additionally, access to classified information pertaining to forced labor and the Konzerttraditionslager will be further restricted, with the exception of whatever snippets can be used to benefit our cause naturally. Okay, so we're basically gonna arrest everyone that can say anything against us in this matter, and that will shut them up, I guess. Way to go. Okay, Onega is being destroyed, and the Murmansk. Jesus, they're still there. So weird that Finland wasn't able to defeat them so far. It's taking forever, and it's not really a good picture for them, to be quite honest. Okay, army is... Wow, we have 3,038,000 men in training. That's like 1/4 of our future army. Okay, so we finished the post-war naval infantry equipment. Marines can be more than just amphibious infantry. In the future, our Marine Corps will be among the most disciplined and organized special forces, receiving our best equipment and logistical support. So do we want to... go further, or... Okay, light support artillery is actually available right now. So improvements in ballistics and engineering have allowed for the development of longer-range mortar designs that can put the deadlier shells downrange. All infantry and motorized 5% extra defense, 5% extra breakthrough, and 2.5% extra piercing. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, the deficit increased significantly now. I'm not entirely sure what's increasing it, but I mean, we're still, complete a career. Debt to GDP dropped by additional 0.1%. I can see it's evening out. It's gonna continue dropping, but it is evening out. Okay, so we got more prisons and internal investigation. The ideologues have mostly been driven out, but there are still plenty of people in the NSDAP, bureaucracy, and the Wehrmacht who have quietly pushed to maintain the status quo. By definition, this includes the continuation of slavery, an unacceptable position for any politically reliable National Socialist. As part of the modernization of the Reich, such reactionary elements must be swept from the halls of governance. Our reforms face a great deal of opposition from those who claim to be on our side already. We don't need these crypto-Bormanite rats gnawing at our foundations too. The R&D and NSDAP reformers must be merciless in the immediate expulsion of all pro-slavery individuals, so that the tendencies of our government may be permanently corrected. Every time I hear crypto-Bormanite, I think of of Red Dwarf. Oh, Lister. Okay, so let's finish that event and be done with it. Yeah, GDP is increasing really fast. Debt to GDP is going to increase much slower. Saving phase. Nobody's going to buy this, groaned Speer, placing yet another propaganda poster on the rejected pile. He opened another manila envelope and produced another thick wad of paper, idly flicking through them with the air of a man knee-deep in despair. Kaisinger was impassive. Well, my Führer, they were designed to your specifications. I'm sure the fine young men in the propaganda ministry are doing their jobs as best they can. I'll ignore that comment, Parteikanzler, Speer muttered as he glanced despairingly at a particularly unconvincing poster. I mean, really, look at this. He slammed one down on his desk and threw the rest of them over his shoulder, temper exhausted. It was a photograph showing a smiling, far too well-fed man in the striped pajamas of a concentration camp inmate shaking hands with an equally jubilant and healthy-looking bureaucrat in full party uniform. From masters and slaves to brothers and friends was stenciled on the bottom in bold yellow lettering. It is a bit on the nose, conceded Kaisinger, but it's a hard sell, my Führer. It is slavery, after all. This is so ridiculous. Speer shook his head. No, Kaisinger, I told you, they're not slaves. They're foreign workers or involuntary laborers. We have to make sure our narrative stays consistent. Kaisinger sighed. Apologies, my Führer, but there's no sense playing with semantics. They are what they are. It's a bitter pill that the entire nation will have to swallow at some point. The Führer looked lost. God only knew his subordinate thought. What? The Führer looked lost. God only knew his subordinate thought what could be running through the back channels of his conflicted mind. Fine, he said after several seconds' silence. Fine. We'll find another plan of attack then. You are dismissed, Partei Chancellor. I have to put in a call to Galen. Who knew fax could be so inconvenient? And the formation of the Comintern. Today, in a joint statement between several socialist nations, the formation of a new communist international, or Comintern, was announced. According to these statements, the Comintern is a body composed of social parties from the world over, representing a diversity of strains of left-wing thought, from Russian-style Bolshevism to anti-colonial socialism. The organization, headquartered in the Far Eastern Soviet Socialist Republic, claims to have the objective of facilitating cooperation between socialist parties, ensuring global support of left-wing movements, and providing cooperative defense for socialist nations across the world. Despite these bold claims, it remains unseen what the actual material achievement of the Comintern shall be. Well, the return of the Reds. So anyway, I think I'm going to end the episode here. We're already running way over. We've done well, I think. We're going to continue with this in the next episode. We still need to continue supporting the anti-Hitler cabal, even if it's just ridiculous. At least they haven't lost more territory, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And have we finished all of the battleship upgrades? We did, okay. Indeed we did. So now we're gonna just finish the cruisers and then we're off to destroyers. Cool, I think that's fine. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. We are on our way to 1967 and yeah. I'll see you in the next episode, I guess. Till then, you guys take care.